What's going on, guys? Last night's WWE Monday Night Raw took place in Denver, Colorado, February 2nd. It was a pretty solid show. Looking forward to Fastlane. They announced some solid matches and some scenarios that pretty much look like there will be confirmed for Fastlane. So Fastlane, in all honesty, is usually the pay-per-view before WrestleMania Elimination Chamber. Usually, it's so predictable, stuff like that, but Fastlane this year seems pretty good. So unpredictable. So we'll see what happened. But last night the show opened with the Authority attempting to make an announcement that would shake WWE to its core. They were interrupted by Roman Reigns, followed by Daniel Bryan, then Seth Rollins. Triple H announced that Seth would face Daniel Bryan tonight, with the winner going on to Fastlane to face Roman Reigns, and the winner of that will go on to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar for the title. So the Royal Rumble that Roman Reigns won, didn't necessarily mean anything if he loses at Fastlane. That then had the first match of the evening. We had the Big Show defeated Roman Reigns due to J&J Security interfering, distracting Roman Reigns and the referee, allowing Seth Rollins to hit Roman with the Money in the Bank briefcase, allowing the Big Show with the chokeslam for the 1-2-3. Now, this was Roman Reigns' first loss in a long time by pinfall to the Big Show. We then had Curtis Axel claiming that he won the Royal Rumble because he was never eliminated and that he deserves a match against Brock Lesnar. Curtis Axel pointed at the WrestleMania sign saying he was never eliminated, but Dean Ambrose showed up, threw Curtis Axel over the top rope and said, "You're eliminated now." Dean Ambrose then said, "I want the Intercontinental Championship. I beat Bad News Barrett." So he challenged Bad News Barrett for the IC title. Then Curtis Axel came up, attacked Dean Ambrose, but Dean Ambrose turned the tables pretty quickly and stood tall. But a couple of you guys didn't really like that Curtis Axel segment. I'm a fan of Curtis Axel, pretty underrated guy. Remember back a couple years ago, he actually beat the COO Triple H. So I'm a fan of Curtis Axel, pretty underrated guy. But that segment was pretty solid. But Dean Ambrose wants the gold. Curtis Axel, I don't know. They should have made a storyline or something like that where Curtis Axel is really the winner. Maybe he'll continue on saying that, like Christian used to say, one more match, but we'll see what happens. The Ascension defeated Gold and Stardust. The Ascension pinned Goldust after their Fall of Man finisher. After the match, Stardust was upset and walked out on his partner. Backstage, Goldust was trying to get Stardust's attention. Stardust wouldn't budge. Goldust eventually called him Cody. Stardust looked at him and said, "Don't ever call me Cody again." So it appears as if the Goldust Stardust storyline, maybe they're feuding, maybe Stardust will be revealed as Cody Rhodes. We'll just have to see, but I'm a fan of that, so we'll see what happens. John Cena welcomed back Ryback, Eric Rowan, and Dolph Ziggler back to Raw. Stephanie McMahon popped up on the Titantron and put each of them into matches just because the Authority isn't a fan of theirs. First match was Ryback versus Luke Harper. Out of those three guys, Ryback was able to defeat Luke Harper pretty quickly with the shell shock finisher. Ryback picked up Luke Harper for a long part in the match. Ryback really showed his strength, so it was pretty solid there. Cesaro defeated Jimmy Uso. Cesaro countered a top rope splash with a European uppercut. It was crazy vicious to win the match. After the match, Tyson Kidd drop-kicked Jey Uso in the head just to continue the feud between the Usos and Cats and Facts of Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. We then had a backstage segment between Mizdow and The Miz. Mizdow was getting some fruit for The Miz. Miz was telling him, "One more blueberry, that's too much blueberries," and stuff like that, eventually leading The Miz to fire Damien Mizdow as his stunt double, but felt bad, so he rehired him as his personal assistant. And The Miz said he has a match a little bit later on with Sin Cara, so we will continue off with that once we talk about that match. Bray Wyatt defeated Dolph Ziggler. Stephanie made Ziggler's opponent Bray Wyatt when Ziggler hit a famouser on Wyatt and hit the ropes, but Wyatt somehow recovered and hit a Sister Abigail, a vicious Sister Abigail, an aggressive one to win the match, so Bray Wyatt defeated Dolph Ziggler. Paige defeated her friend from Total Divas anyway, Alicia Fox. The Bella Twins were on commentary. Fox hit the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker and covered, but Paige reversed it into a roll-up of her own, being victorious. After the match, Alicia Fox and the Bellas ganged up on Paige, actually, spray painting her stomach with a tanner, continuing the feud between Nikki as the Divas champion and Paige, who will get her Divas title match at Fastlane as well. So back to that match with Sin Cara and The Miz. Sin Cara was actually successful because Damien Mizdow stood at ringside trying to do nothing, but eventually the temptation got to him and started to become a stunt double again. Miz didn't take too happy of that. Tried to yell at Mizdow, but that distracted Miz long enough for Sin Cara to hit the win. So Sin Cara, pretty underrated, gets the win, but I'd rather be someone like Zack Ryder, R-Truth, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, someone of that sort, underrated guy, but nonetheless, Sin Cara defeated the Miz. Bray Wyatt had a promo and pretty much challenged The Undertaker, not directly, but pretty much, but we'll see what happens there. Rusev versus Eric Rowan really never happened because Rusev jumped Rowan immediately, beating him up and down and eventually locking him into the Accolade finisher, the submission. When he was done, Lana introduced just a pretty much video package hyping up Rusev's dominance as he will go up against John Cena later in the month at Fastlane as well. We then had the main event between Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins where the winner will face Roman Reigns at Fastlane. Then the winner of that will face the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan defeated Seth Rollins, J&J Security, and The Big Show all interfered, at least tried to anyway, during the match, but Roman Reigns showed up, speared The Big Show, speared Joey Mercury, Jamie Noble tried to hit Bryan with the Money in the Bank briefcase, Bryan knocked him out with a kick. During the distraction, Roman Reigns hit Seth with a Superman punch, so Daniel Bryan easily connected with his flying knee finisher to hit the 1-2-3. So now Daniel Bryan will be facing Roman Reigns at Fastlane. I don't think Triple H is too happy about that. Steph's not too happy. Obviously, Seth Rollins isn't too happy. No Randy Orton, so we'll see what feud next is for Seth Rollins since we have Daniel Bryan versus Roman. I was thinking maybe Randy would come out setting up that feud as Daniel would be going up against Roman, Randy Orton helping Daniel, stuff like that. But I don't know what's next for Seth now since Daniel will be facing Roman, Cena will be facing Rusev, and we'll see what happens with Seth. So Stardust, Goldust, they broke up. Well, and at least seemingly anyway. Cody Rhodes possibly coming back soon, so we'll see what happens there. The Miz and Mizdow, they split up for stunt double-wise for the time being. That's pretty much it. Stone Cold Triple H podcast after the show. I just know they spoke a little bit about CM Punk. Never say never about a return, they were saying, but that was pretty much it. Nothing too noteworthy other than Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Fastlane, where the winner of that will be facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.